Just see, bring up comments. So hi, I think we're live. I hope you can all see and hear us. We'd love a shout out in the comments if anyone's there and if anyone can see and hear us. So we'll just wait just a little bit for anyone that's joining us today and wants to make a comment. If they would just click on the StreamYard link that is above, just to give permission for us to, if you make comments, we can see who's commenting. So if you wouldn't mind, if you did leave us a message, before you leave a message, just click in to give StreamYard permission for us to see you. That would be super, super great. So yeah. So I'm Mandy. I'm from the Bubble Hub, and I'm a parent carer, and I've got the great pleasure of chatting today with Bella. But Bella and I have really been on. I think we connected quite early on, but as we go through, we'll just explain our journey together. So I'd really love to introduce Bella for Sing, Create, Play. She is just doing some absolutely amazing work, and I think we should just all shout out to Bella. So I'm going to hand over to you, Bella. Would you just introduce yourself and tell us just a little bit about you and what you're doing?
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Mandy, for inviting me to talk about my passion. So, my name is Bella. I help parents of SEN children use musical interventions so their children socialize easier, improve speech and language, and become happier and confident children.
Oh, lovely. So tell us sort of, I know you've got a special interest in that. What sort of brought you to doing the SEN work with the children with extra needs, the SEN children?
Yes, I work especially with autistic children. The age group I'm currently working with is 2 to 7, and after an assessment, after I use different strategies, and after I talk to the parents and we see what are some of the struggles that them as a family or the children are going through, and what they might need help with. So, shortly said, after an assessment, I do music sessions with them that I call music interventions, because each session is targeted for a specific goal, or each block of sessions would be targeted to a specific goal for the child to achieve, even if that goal might just mean learn to relax, or get rid of some of the frustration, or just letting everything go and be silly and have fun. For example, for a child who struggles to relax a little bit, or is going through a lot of trauma, or a lot of anxiety in their lives.
Oh, so it sounds like you've learned a lot of this as you've gone, really, because you've got a special needs child yourself, haven't you?
Yes, that's true.
And I've seen some amazing videos of you with your daughter on Instagram, Facebook. It's just absolutely heartwarming to watch you with your daughter. And I think a lot of your inspirations has come from learning this with her, isn't it?
Definitely. I mean, I was a teacher for 20 years, and after having her and after realizing that music can help her so much, because since I've done regular music sessions with her as a parent, not being specifically trained as a music teacher, just being, a teacher and a mom, I've seen massive progress in all developmental areas. For example, as compared to other strategies that we used. So just by using music and having fun, she's progressed a lot, like you said, that you've seen in the videos. And then, my friends saw her progress, quite a boom, and they said, oh, could you help my child with so-and-so? And then the other friends said, well, actually, need help with this issue, for example. And that where the idea of actually making it into a business came from, and advertising myself, as being self-employed and instead of teaching just the regular music groups for toddlers, which I initially wanted to do, I ended up teaching, individual sessions and for children that I would say special, education needs children, but I have children who don't have a diagnosis. They just they are maybe just finding their way, I would say, and they just
And
need
I
a
love
little bit
it
of
that I love it that it's a lot of it you've learned from doing it with your daughter, and I think that to me is because it's all right having all this training and everything, but sometimes I just find that what works the best is something that another parent carer has showed me, and it's magic. And we've got the pleasure of having Bella teaching music to my children, and it is just it's so magic. She's so creative. She speaks to the children. My little boy goes when Bella calls his name and does the music. He runs around the house trying to find all the instruments, and he isn't really one for watching a lot of stuff. He's more of a doer, but he finds it so engaging. Bella's so good at really working on, what the children want to hear, what they want to see, what they're interested in. It's just so bespoke. It is just absolutely, I really love my children watching this. And I just think for many families like mine that can't get out with children with extra needs for many reasons, this is gold dust for me, because to have the support in my house, I know Zoom isn't perhaps ideal, but it has opened doors for families like me on no end of things, and this is gold dust.
Yes, to be honest, because all of this pandemic and lots of things moving. I mean, probably like 99% of the things moving to online. I did have some parents who were really keen for the sessions, but they just couldn't wait, for months, because they were already waiting for other therapies and other assessments for months and for years. And I kept on saying to them, let's give it a go, because the sessions are really different from like watching telly or watching YouTube. I mean, you kind of have to imagine that, let's say you like a movie and you like that movie because it's your favorite actor in it, and because you like action movies and that's an action movie. But imagine that somebody would do a movie especially for you, 20 minutes, half an hour, especially for you, all your favorite colors, all your favorite beats, all your favorite songs, all your favorite shapes, how children could get obsessed with different shapes, or different things they want to do or to learn, and everything what you like is in that video. How could you not interact? How could you not like, and how could you not do what I'm doing, and how could you not engage when you have all your favorite bits in there? And I do have
Did you do these am I right in thinking you did these before? Were you doing these before in person, so you've had to transition with COVID online? Am I right in thinking that? So you were
yes,
delivering these in person with
yeah,
families. So you've
yeah,
really had to adapt with COVID really
yeah,
fast, haven't you?
yeah. I was doing them face to face, and I thought it was the best method ever. But with COVID, I was doing them via Zoom, and then most of my sessions now are moved to pre-recorded sessions. I mean, I record the video and I send it to the parents, obviously private, and then the parents can watch the video. Of course, the child or the children can watch the video as many times as they want to. And when I look at my stats on YouTube, I see how many times a video has been watched, and I have cases when one single video has been watched 37 times in 1 week. So you
Wow.
can imagine.
By one person.
By
One
one
family.
person, by one
Wow.
child. Yes, by one child. There were not even two children in that house. There were just one child, and over that child wanted to watch the video, and he watched it 37 times. But by that, by the end of those 37 times, he knew all the vocabulary, and he started talking, from being nearly a non-verbal child. And of course, it had everything he ever wanted. It had sparkling bits, it had rainbows, it had butterflies, everything he ever wanted. It was in that video, especially with his favorite songs, with the, careful progression I'm planning for them, for those videos. So because of that, and of course their names being in the video all the time and me talking and waiting for their response, so it's really interactive, like I said. And I had one of the moms, if I can read the
Yeah,
email
please
she
do.
sent me. She said, I was reluctant to start with, thinking that I didn't want more screen time for my child, but your videos are different. It's as if you are here with us. You are engaging, you fulfill my son's sensory needs, allow time for language processing, and my son's been watching your videos every day since you sent it. So I send the video, usually on Friday, I send all of them, and by next Friday, the video can be watched as many times. Or if the child likes a specific part of the video or a specific song that I'm singing, or a specific way of interacting, or a game that we play in the video, they can just replay and rewatch it as many times as they want. That's how the children learn, by repetition. So I
You're
found,
so clever with what you do now. So you do any on Zoom now, or so you tend to because what you did with me is we had this lovely conversation, didn't we, about
yeah,
what my children are into, what they like, and I can't believe how much you've captured of what they really enjoy in your videos. It's like their own magic show. It is just absolutely lovely. But I think you do. Do you offer Zoom, or is most of it now on YouTube now?
I do for them, but what can I say? Probably like 2% of the children I'm working with. I call them my children, but they're not my children. Just probably like 2% of them, 2-3% go for the Zoom sessions, because we all know what it means, to have a child with different needs. You can't guarantee that on Tuesday at 3:30, 4, 5 o'clock, when they come from school, if they go to school, they will be in the mood to join the session. Maybe they had a really rough day. Maybe they didn't sleep nearly the whole night the previous night. Maybe they are really frustrated about something, or maybe they just want cuddles, or maybe they just want some downtime. So you can't really predict if they are really able or in the mood to do, let's call it in the mood, to do the session Tuesday at 3:30. Whilst, with the other children, the neurotypical children, you kind of predict this is their behavior. They come from school. This is what we're going to do. And that's it. But
You have
I
a
just have
great
to be
understanding,
flexible.
don't you? You have a great understanding of these children. I feel you really watch and learn and listen and appreciate that, especially for children with autism and on the spectrum, when their routines are broken, things change. It's not always possible to do these things.
Yeah.
Like
And
so,
it's
yeah.
also best for them, for example, when children watch the videos many times, it's best for them to say. So, for example, one of the moms is telling me, the little boy has issues settling down for bedtime and relaxing. So, probably because the night, is coming, and he's gathered all the frustration and anxiety during the daytime and letting it out just before bedtime. So I'm doing him videos for lots of relaxation techniques, lots of relaxing songs, and they are still interactive, but like in a more relaxing, thoughtful way. And I just sent the video. She's like a new mom, and and after 2 days, I sent her an email asking, how is it going? And she said, well, for the last 2 nights before bedtime, so he's again a non-verbal child. My son took me by my hand in front of my telly, because they are watching it on the telly, and he stood there, and we changed different programs. He didn't want any of them, and then we put you, and we could see the light in his eyes, and he's been doing that for the last 3 nights before bedtime, and then just going to bed with the biggest smile. So obviously it helps him a lot, and I can't be happier when I hear about all of these amazing results and what music can do for the human brain, especially for the little children's brain. But it does take, in order to achieve these results, it does take a lot of preparation, because as you said, I really need to understand the child. I really need to understand the environment. I really need to understand what the parent is going through and where the biggest issue is. And what do they want to achieve overall, what's their like ultimate goal. Is it independence? Is it relaxing? Is it the quality of the child's well-being? And then by little steps I work towards them.
So for me, when I started, it was like in COVID, and my daughter, well, and my son, it was trying to find interesting things to do with them that was engaging. And because you do wonder about them being online, like you said, but this is just so totally different to anything else I've ever seen. It's just absolutely amazing, I think, what you do. So we actually met on a course, didn't we, Bella?
Yes.
We met on the Instagram Growth Academy with Mikhail, and it was so much all about Instagram and sort of like how to leverage it to support your businesses, wasn't it, really? And I just
Yeah.
love learning. I'm part of the Tech Pixies, and Mikhail is part of the cohort 21 that we're on.
Yes.
So I really didn't understand Instagram, and I really struggled with it because I thought it was visual. I'm quite visual, but there is so much to Instagram. So I took on this course, and that's where we met, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, indeed. Well, as I was saying, like my first clients were coming, from my friends and like word of mouth. But when I kind of decided to, it took about like a year until I decided to kind of go self-employed and go for it, because I saw the amazing results, and also I really, really love it. I love what I'm doing. I wouldn't go back to teaching, forcing a curriculum on those children who are so good and can learn so much. They can learn anything, geography, history, everything via music, And
Yeah.
obviously, I wanted to advertise myself more to understand how this, business idea works. So I found this course and I enrolled myself for the course, and I learned, how to promote myself better, how to,
Branding is everything, is it? It's like branding, and
yes,
your videos on there are absolutely, if anyone just wants to know a snippet of what you do, it is, your videos are just so enticing and capturing of, and the ones you do with your daughter. So what's your handle on Instagram? Is it Sing Create Play?
play,
Yeah.
same,
Yeah,
yes.
and that's on Facebook as well, are you?
Yes, and
Yeah,
YouTube. So my YouTube channel is the
and
same.
YouTube.
And I have
Yeah.
public videos as well. They're like taster sessions. And I have to say, for example, that I'm doing guitar and ukulele lessons for
No.
some SEN children as well. And they are I can see how it helps them, in one direction, or a few areas of their development, but not as not a holistic approach like the music interventions that I'm doing. So yeah, I can see the difference, but everybody is deciding what they think it's best for their child, because as you know, you're a specialist of your child's needs.
We're all, I think this is what we don't appreciate enough as parent carers, isn't it? We are the experts in our children, and the most best support I've ever had is through the parent carers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so yeah, I don't know what you think of that.
Yeah, it's true, and I couldn't work without the parents' expertise. They are the ones who obviously know their children best, and I have to work very closely with them and communicate. And even if we don't see each other that often, I find ways of communicating, and I rely on the feedback from the parents, because if I obviously, maybe I play a nursery rhyme or I play a game that I think the child would really benefit of it, but the child maybe finds it too much, or maybe there's an element in it that they don't like or they get anxious about, then obviously I need to know. So it's important to keep kind of weekly contact. After each video, I need to hear the input and the feedback from the parents. How did the children react, so that I know what to make more of or less of, in my next music intervention that I'm doing for them.
We've just
Um,
got Debbie's just on, and she's just reiterated what you've just said. I don't know if you know Debbie, but yeah, she's a Sen mum too, and she's put, yeah, we are the experts in our own children.
Definitely.
And she's also put another one. Great awareness, Bella. Lovely what you are doing. Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
thank you,
that's
Debbie.
lovely. Thank you, Debbie. That's
How old
great.
are your children, Debbie? I'm just interested.
So
How old
just give her a chance
Yes.
to answer that. So Bella, I hear where are you originally from, if you don't mind me asking?
No, not a problem. My accent betrays me. I'm Romanian, so I came in the UK. It will be 11 years in the summer, so like 10 years and a half.
Right.
Yeah, yes.
What
And
brought you to the UK then?
well, just before coming in the UK, I founded drama and the music group, so two like after school clubs in the high school where I was teaching. And as it happened, it was a school with like behavior issues with children that lacked some interest in learning or focusing on their needs. And each school, nearly each school in Romania has an educational psychologist that works in that school for that school. So what happened was that, of course, I advertised that I'm founding I'm initiating these clubs, and whoever wants to come, they can come. I haven't particularly done a selection or anything, and they were for free. They didn't need to pay or anything. I was just volunteering doing them. So I had a bunch of children coming for drama, a bunch of children coming for music. I started doing different activities with them. I saw that there were competitions in our county. They were national, they were international competitions, for drama and for dance and music. So I put their names forward, and I've noticed how they were rehearsing for hours and hours, and they were staying over, and the parents were calling me, are they really there practicing, and are they really there rehearsing? And I was saying yes, they are, but being a school with not such a good reputation, I would say the one was for the children's behavior, the parents couldn't quite trust their teenagers. But we've gone for those competitions, and we won. And after we won, one prize, two prizes, first, usually it was the first or the second prize in whatever we were doing there. The educational psychologist came to me and she said, do you know that all the children, absolutely each one that you have in your group, they are special education needs children? And I was saying, no, actually, I was not aware of that. I could have found out if I was, looking in the database for each one of them, but I didn't look, in advance, so I didn't know. And then, I paid even a closer attention to everything, and to the benefits of music and to the benefits of drama games we were playing. And I saw all of these amazing benefits. But unfortunately, Romania, coming, out of communism and everything, not being, let's say, at the standards in the UK, let's call it this way, with the educational system.
It's different, isn't it? We've had conversations before
Yeah,
about the differences between the two countries, isn't it?
yes. Yes, unfortunately, there was not much more that could be offered to these children, and it was really sad for me. And obviously, I stayed there for 6 years. They finished the high school, and the ones that I was working with, and then I just wanted to move things forward somehow. And I researched a little bit. I saw that the I know we say in the UK now, and I say it myself, that even the UK system is not tailored to cater for each child, especially for the ones with different needs or for different abilities. But it's a lot more than what Romanian system offers, I have to say. So anyway, I researched. I came in the UK. I started the same thing, going to the theater, doing drama groups and music groups and so on. And I kept going on with music in schools. as a primary school teacher. In the end, now I'm doing what I'm doing now, but everything started. I think everything, looking now back, everything kind of led me to this point
The
now.
stars have aligned for you.
Yes, that's what I really wanted to do. And I was just looking for ways, and Romania is not quite able to offer me, or I would say some, leadership persons from there are not quite there yet, understanding the needs of, different abilities children. And my plan is, for example, to write an online course that I would like to cater to Romania as well, and Romanian teachers, for the benefits of music for SEN children. I talked already to different educators in Romania. They welcomed the idea, but they told me that the pathway would be really, really difficult. Whilst in the UK, it was enough to advertise myself, and everybody kind of understood the importance of music, I would say, and especially in the early years development areas.
So you've got a great knowledge of, I know we've all got our own individual children and they are individually unique, but sounds like you've got so much experience and love for this sort of work and working with these children and people. It just really shines. Deb has just put so she answered your question. Deb has just put so we're asking the age of her children. She has two, one aged 18 and one aged 15. And
Lovely ages.
yeah, and another one is she's just put woot woot sounds great for Romanian teachers. I really admire that your drive, that it just takes one person to create change, doesn't it? And just to sort of put your head above the water, really. And it can be really difficult, but I love your passion for wanting to do that, really. I just think it's absolutely fab.
Thank you, Mandy. Yes, hopefully, hopefully.
Because we're on another course together, aren't we? For so I'm in the process of setting up a course too, for parent carers particularly, and it's looking like it's the beginnings of a roadmap to support parent carers, because I've definitely seen myself, lots of gaps of support where, I've been through some of this myself, and I know I could support other parent carers myself on the journey. So we've both signed up to Amy Porterfield's, have I got it right, course? Was it the Course Creators?
Yes, digital course.
Digital course. And I don't know about yourself, but I definitely feel really overwhelmed on there, because we're Amy Porterfield's course creation is worldwide, isn't it?
Yes.
So I don't. And we're all on there for our own different reasons, and I've heard stories of people that doctors and OTs and actors and film producers and you name it, they're on there, and it's just like, oh, what is little old me doing on there? But I'm trying to stay focused on my boat and what I'm personally trying to achieve, and take one step at a time. I don't know what you feel.
Yeah, I think it's amazing actually that she's managing to bring together so many people of so many talents, I would say, and all of them wanted to do something for themselves, it seems, when you look at first, but it's actually, to kind of make the world better, I would say, to use a stereotype. um, they definitely know they can do, better, and they can be so creative. And obviously, like my job as a teacher, even if I loved, being creative, I was still limited and forced to that curriculum, whilst now it's me and the parent who are making the curriculum tailored exactly to the child's needs. And I think probably everybody who joined this course wants to express their creativity in the way that they feel it's best for them, and their clients will benefit the most, instead of just being fixed in the rules of the company they are working for, I would say, or the institution.
Definitely, it's we're just on it. So Debbie's just put another something in the box. So I'll bring that up. Yay! I want to do that too. Amy Point of Field course creators. Yay!
Yay.
Yeah.
Come and join us, Debbie.
Yeah, come join us. Yeah, it's I wouldn't have. Don't think I'd have done it yet, to be honest, if I hadn't had. So I've been working for Credi. So Credi, for anyone that doesn't know, is a charity for carers and young carers, and I've been really privileged to be working for them. So I sort of put in a proposal for a freelance work to design and create a course for parent carers. And I thought, as a parent carer, I'm busy enough anyway. I've got plenty on. So, it wouldn't have been a terrible thing if I didn't get it. But I was really took back that they believed that I could do this. So they supported me to do that. And I'm just like, oh, well, if they believe I can do it, I best get on and do it then. So I think that's why I did the course to help me get there a little bit quicker, really, and where I'm going to go. So then the next steps with when I do design the courses in the bigger form, this is definitely going to support me with it. So I just so I'm on a bit of a roll at the moment.
Yes, it's good. It's good to be in such a community, that support each other and, have the same goal, the goal of creating, of helping others and creating something that you really believe in. So,
yeah. So if anyone wants to get in contact with you then, Bella, to book some of your fantastic courses, what would they have to do? How do they get in contact with you?
yes, well, I'm on Instagram, Sing Create Play. I'm on Facebook, Sing Create Play. I'm on YouTube, Sing Create Play.
And you've got a website.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You've got a website. You're a step ahead of me.
Yes, it's still called Sing Create Play, and an email address, bella@singcreateplay.com. So
that's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, but just drop a message, and I usually have a chat, with the parents about, the child's needs, or what would they want to get out of the sessions, or if they notice that their children are interested in music or not, and all of them are interested. And then we just take it from there, of course, and see how everything goes.
You do a great one-to-one though, don't you, too? So you really work really hard to make sure that what you deliver is aligns with what you're doing, but also what your customer wants as well. I remember we had a real long conversation about what I expect, what you hope to deliver, what we both want, how it is. How it is, and I really love that you really spent the time to really nurture what you were trying to deliver for the carers. Yes. And the children.
Yeah, but there's also all of the bits that I do that precede the first video that I'm sending, for example. So I found out about the child, for example, or I find out about the parents, I find out about the goals, or I do the initial assessment. But then, things are introduced slowly. I do a very short video with a hello song for the child, 1-2 minutes, so the child gets used to, seeing me, to hearing my voice before sending the long video, of course, where they might just look, who's that, and I encourage the parent, to show the video for a whole week whenever they want to. Just put it in the room. The child doesn't need to particularly watch it, just be there and just hear and get used to it.
I think that's really interesting as well, isn't it, that you just suggest just listening and having it on in the room of the voice. I never thought of doing that without you saying.
Yeah. I was a school teacher, and I had an autistic child, and I was at the beginning of my career. And again, in Romania, we didn't know much about that, about all the SEN children at that point, 20 years ago. And as teachers say, ears, eyes on me, and so on. And he was never looking. And I was trying to have a private conversation with him, being nearly 10 years old. Why is he not looking at me when I'm teaching him? And he asked me, do you want me to listen to you or do you want me to look at you? So obviously he couldn't do both of them. And he was having good grades, but I just felt, he had to look at me when I was teaching. But yes, I do encourage, listening, just have the video in the room when, even if they are not looking, because they are like
So that's a
little
great point
sponges.
there, though, that you said that you were almost speaking his language. You couldn't understand why he wasn't looking at you. But
Mm,
he definitely wasn't taking it just by being in the room. And I
yeah,
think sometimes them little cues as people that
yeah,
that perhaps don't know much about autism miss and are really mistaken for not listening. And from what
yeah.
you said, he very much was listening.
Yes,
He just
yes,
couldn't do
he was.
both. Brilliant.
Yes. And like a next step, I do a little tour of my studio. I show them around so that when I'm, playing different instruments or I'm different
Looking for the
parts.
teddy, mine
Yeah,
like.
looking for the teddy. We do, when we do some games or when I'm in different parts of the studio, they are not surprised. Oh, where is she now? What's that, strange room and so on. So I do, all of this. I ask for the feedback. How was it? How did the children, react? And then I can send the longer video with the music intervention. Actually, all those were just little steps for the children to get used to me. And another thing that I learned from my teaching experience was the fact that I'm wearing the same clothes all the time for that specific family when I'm recording the next session. Again, that was something that I've learned during my teaching career, and I've noticed how different autistic children or children who struggled with anxiety issues, they also struggled to see me wearing different clothes every day, whilst they were wearing uniform, the same one every day, or nearly the same one with very little changes. So again,
You've
this is
got
a thing.
great understanding
Yeah.
of what these children and people need, because I know I think I'm pretty sure my son's got tendencies like that, because sometimes if the routine changes, or for instance, we brought a new car yesterday or the weekend, and we were going to
Congratulations.
go. We were going to go for a drive all together in our car to test drive it to see if we like it or not. He
Yeah.
wouldn't get in the car. I don't know if it was a change of routine or because somebody else was there or it was a different car. He had a total meltdown. I couldn't take him with me. I had to leave him with my brother while we went and test drove the car. It was just like,
Mm.
but you really have a great understanding and appreciation for them almost as a whole as much as you can. So keeping things the same, like your clothes, that's real attention to detail. And you sounds like you've done a lot of listening to these children and families.
Yes, I try to. Otherwise, the videos won't be successful. They won't help the
Yeah.
children if it creates anxiety. Oh, what she's wearing now, what makeup she's put on. She did her hair this way this time. So I'm kind of exactly the same in all the videos, which probably is
Some
boring
people
for the
wouldn't think of
parents.
that though, would they? Some people just wouldn't acknowledge the fact that maybe some might be different with them because of the clothes that they wear.
Yeah, of
So that's
course.
really
Or
perceptive,
yeah,
really, really. Debbie's just put something else now. I'll just bring it up on the screen. Bless her. Thank you, Debbie, for your comments. Now follow her
ah,
on Instagram.
ah.
Yay.
Thank you, Debbie.
Yay. So yeah, I mean, I've got a son with ADHD, and some of my nephews are autistic, and change probably, and everything's black and white with them. There's no grey area. It's either this way or that way. They can't cope with and he doesn't get jokes. You
Mm,
tell a joke and it just they're just words to him. It doesn't
yeah,
get humour really.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Um,
Um, I've recently done a video. I've been asked to do an emotions video for one of the children, and he's just 6. And but trust me, it took me so many hours to plan that video. It doesn't take me that many hours to record it. It takes me about an hour to record half an hour video, and then about 2 hours at least to edit the video.
It's a
To
lot of work, isn't it? I think before
yes,
doing this, I didn't understand
Yeah.
amount of work that's involved in some of these videos. So I've got great
Yeah.
appreciation now for the videos when people do them, of how much work's gone, and
Yeah.
like the research and things, that you have to do.
Yeah. Yeah, and obviously it takes me about an hour planning the video. What's the progression that I'm going to do? What's the talking that I'm doing in the bit? What in between the songs? Why am I doing that? What's the interactive bit? How can I develop cooperation? How can I develop, responsiveness? So it's at least about an hour of planning for half an hour video. So overall, it takes me about 4 or 5 hours to do a half an hour video. But talking about emotions for an autistic child, and doing a video for the age of 6 while developmentally he was 3, it was really tricky, and I spent about half a day, and in the end I decided that I would do a video for each emotion if that's what parents want to do that, because I thought talking about a few emotions, 3 or 4 in a single video would be really confusing. So I sent just last Friday, last week, I sent the first video, and I've decided to start with happiness,
Yeah,
and
really break it down small. I like
I
that.
just
Yeah.
did all about that. And it proved to work. And also the parents said that, after like 10-15 minutes, it felt a bit overstimulating and overwhelming. So they stopped, they took a break, which is fine. You couldn't have done that in a Zoom session. But this happened, even if I tried to plan it really carefully, and I've decided to go for one emotion. But if I was going to change, the emotion every 5 minutes, imagine how
Yeah.
overwhelming that would have been for everything. So it really takes a lot of preparation.
Because I know autistic people they often, not all, I don't want to generalize, but they can
Yeah,
find it really difficult by facial expressions on
yeah,
how people are feeling.
yeah.
They often express it quite a
Mm,
lot different to perhaps somebody that isn't.
yeah. But sometimes they can struggle understanding their own emotions, and it's very difficult to read somebody else's emotions. So yeah,
Definitely.
I thought it was too much, so we've just gone for one emotion at a time.
I think that's I love that you're doing one emotion at a time, definitely. I think it's something that when I've been around my nephew that is autistic, to break it down really simply, step by step, so you don't get that overwhelm, is really important, because they're working through so much. Just that one thing, they're working through so many emotions, aren't they? How they feel, how someone else feels, how you interact with people as well, isn't it? And what I've heard often people say, how they pick up the cues, they don't pick them up like we do very often. They've got to do a bit more searching and perhaps ask a few more questions.
Yeah,
It's really interesting.
it is. It is. Yes. And planning one of these sessions, it's
I look
really
forward to seeing them. Are they something that we're going to see on Instagram, or is it something that you just do for the families?
No, it's just because absolutely each video is so much customized and obviously private, and it might go into, so I have children who maybe struggle with socializing, and they have siblings, and of course I'm mentioning their siblings' names when I'm trying to do pretend, or when I'm saying, for example, who's going in the bus, for the wheels on the bus is going so and so, or I'm mentioning bits or aspects about their life, or what happened, over the weekend or something like that. So they are really private, they are really confidential, and they're really customized for that specific person. But I do post on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube some, kind of taster or some tips for, how you could help at home. If you're just a simple mom with no music training or no teacher's training, you can still help your child do music activities, and you can still see the benefits. So I do post regularly about the benefits of music and how you could help at home.
You give away so much on your Facebook and Instagram. There's so many good tips on there for anybody that is interested, or got anybody with any autism, or it's magic just watching you do your videos. They're really, really, really creative, really special.
Yes, there is a lot of information, and yeah, some followers are really taking advantage of that. I have very good, feedback of people coming back to me. Oh, we've tried so and so, or we've tried that, or I posted today, hitting some cans with a stick that you just hung up, some tins and bowls and cans and so on, and it releases lots of frustration and lots of anxiety, and it really
In a
raises.
probably a really good way, isn't it? It's positive. It's not that negative energy coming out, is it? Oh, I love that's another good tip. I might try that one.
Yes, exactly. I mean, why do, toddlers or children that are frustrated start kicking, hitting the floor or things like that, or going on the floor and kicking or kicking other things and so on? It's because they really want to hit something. So get them some musical instruments to whack about, and
Yeah.
then they won't need to hurt
But
somebody
you
else
also do.
or hurt
My
themselves.
little boy loved going and getting. He's got like lots of kitchen stuff, and he goes and get. When you were doing the rice and
Yeah.
that, he'll go and get the rice and touch the rice and put it in his pan and pretend to cook, and he
Yes.
loves all that pretend play. You
Yes,
know.
of course.
This has been just so fantastic,
Very.
Bella. Thank you so much for coming on. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we go?
Um, Um, no, I do have yeah, a recent email that I've got from Happy Happy Mom, I would say. She said this. I'm very pleased to say that, first of all, my daughter loves watching you. That's already a great sign because she wouldn't sit still for a second. But it's not only that. She started to repeat words after you from a non-verbal child. She became more interactive with you. And sometimes I'm speechless because I've never imagined that she would interact so well with you over the screen. Your music also makes her calm and very cooperative, and I can only thank you from the bottom of my heart for such amazing videos. So that's an email I just got over the weekend, and she's on the third video I sent on the third music intervention. So
That's
they,
fantastic
they've
feedback,
already
Bella.
seen the results. Yes.
Wow. Was there anything else you wanted to say? Have we missed anything?
No, I don't think so. I mean, yeah, get in touch and
So what we'll do afterwards then, if that's all right, we'll try and drop your email site and your Instagram and your Facebook in after we finished here. So if anyone wants to get in contact with you, if they just look under when we finish, we'll drop the links in there for Bella, and you'll be able to go and find her that way.
thank you,
So yeah,
Mandy.
that's all right, Bella. Thank you so much for coming on. I've really thoroughly enjoyed this and learnt so much, and you've got so many amazing tips to give. Everyone needs to go and check out Bella. We'll say goodbye then, Bella. Thank you so much for coming on. I've really enjoyed this. I hope you come on again, and we'll see you soon. See you,
Thank
Bella.
you.
See you all. Thanks for
Bye.
joining us.
Bye.